The spaceport of Varian Prime was one of the busiest places in the galaxy. Ships from hundreds of worlds arrived and left every hour. Bright lights filled the sky, and the sound of engines never stopped. Traders, diplomats, warriors, engineers, and travelers from many alien races walked through the large halls. Among them walked Captain Alex Kane, a human explorer known for his calm smile and easy attitude. He had traveled to Varian Prime many times before, but every visit felt new. Humans were still a rare sight in this part of the galaxy, and many aliens looked at him with curious eyes. Some admired humans for their bravery. Some feared them because humans came from a difficult world, but most simply did not understand them. Alex did not mind. He enjoyed meeting new species and learning new cultures. Today, he planned to deliver a small data crystal to a trading group. It was a simple job, something he took to earn a few credits while exploring the outer worlds. But fate had other ideas. As he walked through the crowded hall, someone stepped directly into his path. He tried to move aside, but the crowd was too tight. He bumped straight into another person gently, but enough to make both stop. Alex looked up and froze. Standing before him was a tall, elegant alien woman. Her skin was a soft silver color that shimmered under the lights. Her eyes were bright blue like calm water. She wore flowing royal robes with glowing patterns across them. Around her stood 4 armored guards, all staring at Alex with shock. Alex blinked. "Oh, sorry about that." The alien woman said nothing. She looked surprised, almost embarrassed. Alex gave a friendly smile, the kind he used when he wanted to calm a tense moment. Without thinking, he said the words he often used jokingly with his crewmates. "Hey, sweetie." The hall went silent. Every guard stiffened. A few aliens nearby gasped. A robot dropped the crate it was carrying. And a Z. Any litter the 22. Alex suddenly felt that something was very, very wrong. The alien woman's cheeks turned a light violet color, her species' version of a blush. She quickly placed a hand near her lips, trying to hide her shy smile. Then she replied, in a soft, surprisingly warm voice. "Yes, dear?" Alex felt the air freeze around him. The guards looked like they were about to faint. People nearby began whispering excitedly. Alex stared at her with wide eyes. Sorry, I didn't mean to." One guard quickly stepped forward. "Human, show respect. You speak to Princess Lysara, daughter of the Star Crown." Alex's mouth opened a little. A princess? A real, alien princess? In a crowded spaceport? With no warning at all? He slowly raised his hands. "I didn't know. I was just being friendly. Humans talk like that sometimes." Princess Lysara looked at him with a curious expression, still blushing. Her shy smile had not faded. In fact, she seemed more amused than offended. "It is all right," she said gently. "He meant no disrespect. I believe he was—" How do humans say it? Being casual. Several onlookers whispered. Did she just defend him? The princess is smiling. A human spoke to royalty like that? Unbelievable. Alex wanted the floor to open and swallow him whole. He had traveled through dangerous space storms, explored strange ruins, and escaped pirates more than once. But this moment might be the most embarrassing of his life. He cleared his throat. "I really apologize, Princess. I didn't mean to call you that." Quote, "I was not Mater." Lysara tilted her head, studying him like a scientist observing a new species. "You call strangers such names?" "Only when I'm trying to be friendly," Alex said. "On Earth? It's normal." "Well, mostly normal." Her eyes softened. "I find it interesting. Humans speak freely. You do not fear making mistakes." Alex scratched the back of his neck. "Trust me, I fear it now." To his surprise, Lysara laughed softly. It was a bright, cheerful sound that made several of her guards blink in confusion. They had never seen her laugh in public before. "You are brave, human," she said. "Or perhaps simply honest." Alex shrugged. "Maybe both." One guard stepped forward again. "Princess, we should escort you to your ship. The Trade Council waits." Lysara raised a hand, silencing him. Her eyes remained on Alex. "Human," she said. "What brings you to Varian Prime today?" "I'm delivering a data crystal," Alex answered. "Just passing through." "9. I see," she said with interest. "You travel alone?" "Most of the time, yes." Her eyes softened even more. For a moment, she seemed to forget the busy spaceport around them. She appeared calm and comfortable, as if talking to Alex was not only peaceful, but enjoyable. One guard whispered nervously, "Princess, are you smiling at him?" Her cheeks turned violet again. Alex gave a small, friendly smile. "Well, Princess Lysara, I hope your visit goes well." "It is going well," she replied softly. "More than I expected." Another wave of whispers spread through the crowd. Lysara straightened her posture, returning to her royal grace, but her eyes still shone with something warm. "Captain Alex Kane," she said, surprising him again. "Would you join me later today? I wish to learn more about humans, especially your friendly way of speaking." Alex almost choked. "Join you? A princess? If you refuse, I will be disappointed," Lysara said with a gentle laugh. Her guards exchanged terrified glances. No alien, let alone a royal, spoke to a human like that. Alex slowly nodded. Then, "Yes, I'd be honored." Lysara smiled brightly. "Good. My ship is in Dock 7. I will send an escort for you soon." She turned gracefully, her guards forming a protective circle as they walked away. But before leaving the hall, she looked back at Alex with a small, shy smile. The same smile she gave after he said, "Hey, sweetie." Alex stood in the middle of the spaceport, speechless. He whispered to himself, "What did I just start?" And far across the hall, Princess Lysara was thinking the exact same thing, except her thoughts were filled with curiosity and a strange happiness she had never felt before. The hum of his ship's engine usually comforted him. But now, his thoughts kept returning to Princess Lysara. Her violet-tinged cheeks, the soft laugh, and the way she had defended him in front of her guards, it all felt surreal. He had traveled to dangerous planets, faced alien mercenaries, and survived storms in uncharted space. Yet meeting one princess had left him more nervous than all those adventures combined. Early the next day, as promised, an escort arrived. 2 small, sleek royal shuttles glided down to his ship, their metallic hulls gleaming under the morning lights of Varian Prime. Alex followed silently, trying to look casual while his mind raced. This would be the first time he boarded a ship belonging to royalty. Not just any royalty, but alien royalty. When he entered the shuttle, he saw Lysara already inside. She was seated near the viewport, her hands folded neatly in her lap. Her silver skin reflected the soft interior lights, and her blue eyes seemed even brighter close up. She smiled when she saw him, the blush from yesterday still faintly visible on her cheeks. "Good morning, Captain Kane," she said. "You are punctual. I like that in humans." Alex laughed nervously. Lysara's eyes sparkled. "Tell me, human, what is your world like? Do you always speak to strangers so freely?" Alex leaned back, studying her curious expression. "Well, Earth is very different from this galaxy. Humans like to talk and laugh, even with strangers. We believe friendliness can open more doors than fear or rules." Her gaze softened. "Curious. In my world, rules are important. Order is respect. Humor is rare. And laughter from strangers is unexpected." Alex smiled. "I guess I broke a rule yesterday then." Lysara laughed softly. Perhaps, but it was refreshing. The shuttle moved smoothly through space, the stars outside forming long streaks as it accelerated. Alex found himself relaxing. For the first time, he wasn't worried about pirates, storms, or alien politics. He was simply, "You must be brave," Lysara said suddenly, turning to him. Not many would speak so openly to a princess. Most would bow, hide, or fear saying the wrong word. Alex shrugged. "I've faced worse than awkward situations. Besides, if I had bowed and stayed quiet, we would have missed the chance to talk. Wouldn't we?" Her laugh filled the shuttle, a soft melody that made the walls seem warmer. "You are different from what I expected." They talked for hours as the shuttle glided silently through space. Lysara asked questions about human food, customs, humor, and family. Alex shared stories of his home planet. The simple joys of sunsets, music, and human festivals. He even told her about Earth games and jokes. Each time, she laughed. Each time, her violet blush returned. At one point, she asked, "Do humans always risk themselves for others?" Alex thought for a moment. Not always. But humans do try. We believe helping others makes the galaxy better for everyone. Did. Lysara's eyes seemed to shine with admiration. And yet, humans are small, fragile, and your world faces countless dangers. Yet you travel the stars. Why? Curiosity, Alex said simply. And hope. We hope to learn, to grow, to meet others who are different from us. And maybe, to make friends along the way. She studied him in silence for a moment. Then, softly, she said, "I think I understand. A little." The shuttle approached her royal ship, a massive vessel shaped like a silver crescent. Its hull shimmered in the sunlight as it rotated slowly in orbit. Guards waited near the docking bay, alert but calm. Lysara led Alex through the ship, showing him halls lined with glowing murals, gardens with floating plants, and libraries containing centuries of knowledge. Everywhere he went, Alex noticed her subtle reactions, soft smiles, playful glances, and the occasional light blush. He realized that Lysara, despite her royal composure, was genuinely curious about him and his human ways. In the ship's observation deck, she stopped and leaned against the window, gazing at her planet below. "Captain Kane, why do humans laugh in danger? You seem fearless, yet you joke and smile." Alex joined her, looking at the glowing cities below. "Humans know fear, but we don't let it control us. Laughter, it's a way to keep hope alive, to remind ourselves that even in dark times, life is worth living." Lysara turned to him, her blue eyes reflecting the lights of the cities. "Your words, they are strange, yet comforting. I feel lighter than I have in centuries." Alex smiled. "Sometimes a new perspective helps. Even a princess needs to see the galaxy differently." She laughed, a clear, soft sound. "Perhaps you are right, Captain Kane." Suddenly, the ship's alarm rang, a small, soft tone that indicated no danger, just a minor system check. The moment was broken. Yet Alex didn't mind. Lysara's laughter lingered in the room, making the stars outside feel closer, warmer. Later, over a simple meal of alien fruits and protein cubes, they continued talking. Alex found himself telling stories he usually reserved for friends back on Earth. Lysara listened intently, sometimes giggling, sometimes thoughtful. At one point, she leaned forward and said softly, "I never thought a human could make me laugh so easily. And yet, here you are." "I think. Crime. I never. Crime." Alex grinned. "I'm glad. Most humans don't get the chance to meet royalty. I figure, why not make it fun?" Lysara's blush deepened. Fun. Yes, that is what it is. You are strange, human, bold, and kind. The rest of the day passed quickly. Guards, nobles, and advisors watched them from a distance, whispering about the unusual friendship forming. None of them understood why Lasara, the reserved princess, smiled so freely in Alex's presence. As the stars turned outside the viewport, Alex realized that this was the start of something unusual, not just an adventure across the galaxy, but a connection between two very different beings. And for the first time in his travels, he felt that curiosity, humor, and courage were enough to bridge worlds. Before leaving the observation deck, Lasara turned to him with a mischievous smile. Captain Kane, tomorrow, I wish to show you something important. Will you come? Alex nodded. Of course, Princess. I wouldn't miss it for the galaxy. Her laughter followed him as he returned to his temporary quarters. That soft, bright sound stayed with him as he prepared for the night. He had faced storms, pirates, and unknown dangers before, but this was a challenge he welcomed. For both human and princess, the galaxy had suddenly grown much larger, much brighter, and much more interesting. The next morning, the royal ship shimmered quietly in orbit above Lasara's homeworld. Captain Alex Kane felt both excited and nervous. Yesterday's conversations with Princess Lasara had been remarkable, but today promised something different, something more active. An escort arrived to guide Alex to the observation deck, where Lasara waited with a small team of her advisors. Her violet blush was faint, but her smile was bright, playful, and confident. Good morning, Captain Kane, she said. I hope you slept well. Today, you will see my world from a different perspective. Alex nodded. I'm ready, Princess. Show me. The doors of the observation deck slid open, revealing a panorama of her planet below. Verdant forests stretched over mountains, shimmering rivers reflected the sun, and cities glowed with alien architecture. But Alex's attention was caught by the fleet of ships approaching from the edge of the system. Princess, Alex said, pointing. Who are they? Lasara's smile faded. They are traders, or perhaps pirates. Their reputation is questionable. We have been expecting them, but their arrival was earlier than predicted. Alex studied the fleet. The ships were large, sleek, and heavily armed. Even from a distance, their presence felt threatening. He had faced hostile forces before, but these ships seemed organized, disciplined, and confident. Do they intend to attack? He asked. Lasara looked thoughtful. We are uncertain. They have made demands before, and our defenses are cautious. They do not understand humans. Perhaps you can show me how your kind reacts in danger. 1:08 dawn. After. Alex smiled faintly. I try my best. The royal advisors stepped forward. Princess, we should recall the fleet and prepare our defenses. Lasara waved them back gently. Not yet. I wish to observe and to learn. Captain Kane will assist me. Alex felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. I can help, Princess, but I need full access to your systems. She nodded. You have it, but you must act quickly. They are closing in fast. Within minutes, Alex was seated at the command console, scanning the incoming fleet. He noticed patterns in their formation, their speed, and their communication. They are cautious but aggressive. Their ships are faster in short bursts, but their weapon systems are predictable. We can use that. Lasara watched him carefully. Explain. Alex pointed to the screen. If we create a few fake targets and draw them into a narrow path, we can force their ships to slow down. It will make their weapons less effective. Then, using your ship's agility, We can outmaneuver them and protect the planet. Her eyes widened slightly. Interesting. You humans think differently, but it could work. Together, they coordinated the fleet's defenses. Lysara's royal guards followed Alex's instructions, moving ships strategically, creating decoys, and using the planet's gravity to their advantage. Alex guided them calmly, explaining each step in simple terms. During the preparations, Lysara leaned closer. "Captain Kane, are you always this confident?" Alex chuckled. "Not always. Sometimes I panic. Sometimes I get lucky. Today, I'm mostly focused, and I trust you to follow my plan." Her violet blush returned, and she smiled. "I trust you as well." As the alien fleet entered the system, their first attack began. Lasers streaked across space, hitting shields, but causing minimal damage. Alex directed the ships skillfully, anticipating every movement of the enemy. Lysara marveled at his ingenuity, how humans could adapt, improvise, and take risks in the moment. "This is impressive," she said, her voice low, but clear. "Humans are unpredictable." Alex grinned. "That's the idea. Keep them guessing." Hours passed. The battle was intense, but the combination of Alex's strategy and the princess's leadership kept the planet safe. Every time a decoy worked or a maneuver succeeded, Lysara laughed a light, joyful sound that reminded Alex of their conversations from yesterday. Her laughter was a sharp contrast to the tension of the battle, but it gave him energy. At one point, a smaller alien ship tried to break through the defenses to reach the planet. Alex spotted it immediately. "Princess, we need to redirect the patrols. That ship is fast but lightly armored. We can intercept it before it reaches the surface." Lysara nodded, and together they issued new commands. Within minutes, the patrol ships intercepted the intruder, forcing it to retreat. Lysara's eyes shone with admiration. "You are amazing. A human, and yet your mind works like a master tactician." Alex shrugged. "I've had practice. Humans survive by thinking fast." The alien fleet, realizing that the planet's defenses were clever and coordinated, began to retreat. Alex watched as their ships disappeared into the distance. The crisis was over for now. The royal ship's alarms quieted, and the observation deck was filled with a sense of relief. Lysara turned to Alex, her smile bright and genuine. "Captain Kane, you have done what few in this galaxy could. You have protected my world, and you have done it with courage and intelligence. I admire you greatly." Alex felt a warmth in his chest. "Thank you, Princess. I couldn't have done it without your support. You're brave too, you know." She laughed softly. "Perhaps, Captain, but your human ways, they are extraordinary. You make me laugh, even in the middle of a crisis. That is a gift." Alex grinned. "Well, I've always believed laughter makes any problem smaller." For a moment, the battle was forgotten. The two of them stood side by side, looking at the stars and the planet below. A bond had formed, a connection of trust, respect, and something more subtle, something neither of them had expected. "Tomorrow," Lysara said, her violet blush faintly returning, "I will show you the cities of my people. You will see more wonders. But perhaps fewer surprises than today." Alex chuckled. "I hope so." Her laughter filled the observation deck again. "No, Captain Kane. Sometimes, surprises are the best part of life." As Alex returned to his quarters that night, he reflected on the day. He had faced another challenge. Used human ingenuity to protect a world, and discovered that laughter and courage could cross species and cultures. Most importantly, he had begun to understand Princess Lysara, not as a distant royal, but as a person curious, kind, and unafraid to smile. he whispered to himself as he looked out at the stars. Humans may be small, but sometimes we shine in ways no one expects. And far above, in her royal quarters, Lysara smiled at the stars as well. She thought of Alex, and the way he had made her laugh and trust him. A new chapter in her life, and in the story of two very different beings, was just beginning. The day after the fleet had retreated, the royal ship hovered quietly above Lysara's planet. Captain Alex Kane stood at the observation deck, stretching his legs and gazing at the swirling clouds below. The planet was safe for now, but Alex could feel that this was only the beginning. Princess Lysara joined him, her silver robes flowing gracefully as she approached. Her cheeks had a faint violet tint, and her eyes sparkled with curiosity and determination. "Good morning, Captain Kane," she said, her voice light. "You slept well, I hope?" Alex smiled. "I slept enough to be ready for today. And you, Princess?" "I slept," she said softly. "But my mind keeps thinking of you." Alex's brow lifted. She nodded, her blush deepening. "Yes. Your human ways, they are unlike anything I have known. And your courage, it is admirable." Alex shrugged modestly. "I just try to help when it matters." Lysara smiled and waved her hand. "Today, I want you to see my cities. I want you to understand my people. And perhaps, I want you to see more than just their beauty." Curious, Alex followed her to the ship's transport bay. Within minutes, they were inside a smaller shuttle, descending toward the largest city on her planet. Towers of glass and metal shimmered in the sunlight, and streets were filled with beings of many species, moving in harmony. Flying vehicles zipped above, while markets below were alive with color, noise, and trade. "This is impressive," Alex said, eyes wide. "Your people live differently from anything I've seen." Lysara laughed softly. "They are proud, resilient, and clever, but they are not prepared for what comes next." Alex frowned. "Next?" She nodded gravely. "The fleet you saw yesterday, it was only a scout. Their main force is on its way. They will not be polite. They will demand surrender, or they will take by force." Alex's mind raced. "How far are they?" 3 days, Lysara said. "But they are fast. They will reach orbit before we can prepare fully." Alex considered this. "Then we need to prepare now. We can't wait." Lysara looked at him, impressed by his decisiveness. "Captain Kane, you speak with the confidence of a human who believes in action." He grinned. "Because action is better than fear." The rest of the day was a whirlwind. Alex and Lysara coordinated defenses, trained the royal ship's crew, and modified smaller vessels to act in clever formations. Using human ingenuity and her ship's advanced technology, they devised traps and strategies that even Lysara's advisors had not considered. At one point, they worked side by side in the command center. Alex guided her hands on the controls, showing her how small adjustments could create massive advantages. "You are patient with me," Lysara said, her blush returning. "Most expect me to simply command. But you teach." Alex smiled. "I think we all learn best together. Even a princess." She laughed softly, and Alex felt warmth in his chest. For the first time, Lysara was not just royalty. She was a companion, a friend, someone he trusted deeply. Later, as the sun set across the alien horizon, Alex and Lysara stood on a balcony overlooking the city. Lights flickered below like stars on the ground, and the sky above was dark with early evening. "Captain Kane," she said, her voice gentle, "do humans always take such risks?" Alex looked at her, thoughtful. "We take risks when we care about something. Protecting others, saving lives. Those are risks worth taking." Lysara nodded, her eyes reflecting both admiration and something softer, more personal. I see now why humans are special. You fight not just for yourself, but for others. And you make even serious matters lighter with your humor. Alex laughed quietly. It helps. Laughter makes people strong. Suddenly, the communication panel beeped urgently. A message appeared from sensors in the outer system. The main fleet, the true threat, was entering the planet's orbit. Their numbers were larger, their ships heavier, and their weapons far more advanced than yesterday's scouts. Alex's heart raced. Princess, it's time. We can't let them reach the planet. Lysara's expression was serious, yet calm. Alex nodded. I'll do my best. And you, keep your people safe. The battle began quickly. Lasers streaked across the sky, shields flared, and alarms echoed through the royal ship. Alex coordinated the smaller vessels, creating diversions and using the planet's magnetic field to interfere with enemy targeting. Lysara, following his guidance, piloted the main ship with precision, trusting his strategies completely. During a tense moment, a heavy enemy cruiser targeted the city directly. Alex shouted, "Princess! Redirect power to the forward shields, then fire at the left flank. Trust me." Lysara's fingers moved swiftly over the controls. The shields flared, absorbing the blast, and a coordinated counterattack disabled the enemy's weapons temporarily. You saved the city," Lysara said, awe in her voice. Alex grinned. "We saved it. Together." Hours passed in a blur of light, movement, and sound. The alien fleet, frustrated by the humans' unpredictability and Lysara's bravery, began to falter. Alex's clever strategies and the princess's leadership worked in perfect harmony. Finally, the remaining enemy ships retreated. The city was safe, the planet unharmed, and the people cheered in the streets below. Lysara turned to Alex, her cheeks faintly violet, her eyes bright. "Captain Kane, you are more than I expected. You have shown courage, intelligence, and heart. Humans truly are remarkable." Alex smiled. "And you are more than a princess. You are brave, clever, and kind. I think you also have a good sense of humor." She laughed softly. "Perhaps. Yes. I enjoy your company. You make me see life differently." Well, as the stars appeared above, Alex realized that this bond between human and princess was unlike anything he had ever known. The galaxy was vast and dangerous, yet moments like these proved that courage, humor, and friendship could change everything. Lysara looked at him and whispered, "Tomorrow, I will show you the hidden wonders of my world. You will see that humans are not the only ones capable of surprises." Alex grinned. "I can't wait, Princess." And as they stood side by side, watching the glowing city below, both knew that their adventure was far from over, and that together, they could face anything the galaxy sent their way. The morning sun sparkled over Lysara's planet, casting silver light across her cities and forests. Captain Alex Kane stood in the observation deck of the royal ship, watching the world below. The battle had passed, the alien fleet had retreated, and the planet was safe. Yet Alex knew that peace was never permanent in the galaxy. Princess Lysara appeared beside him, her silver robes glowing softly in the morning light. Her violet-tinged cheeks suggested a mix of excitement and curiosity. "Captain Kane," she said, her voice playful yet serious. "Today, I wish to show you something special. Not for strategy, not for defense, but for understanding. My people, my world, and perhaps my heart." Alex raised an eyebrow. "That sounds serious." Lysara laughed softly, a sound Alex had come to love. Perhaps, but I promise, it will be worth your time. They boarded a smaller shuttle and descended toward the planet's surface. Unlike the bustling city they had seen before, this area was quiet, serene, and filled with natural beauty. Crystal-clear lakes reflected the sky, and forests stretched in every direction. Hidden pathways led to small villages where alien families lived simply, tending gardens and crafting delicate art. Alex was amazed. Your people, they live in harmony with nature. It's beautiful. Lysara smiled. Yes, many have forgotten this in larger cities. But here, life is simple. Yet it is strong. You humans may fight battles across the stars, but sometimes strength is quiet, not loud. Alex nodded thoughtfully. I understand. On Earth, some of the strongest moments are the quiet ones: family, friends, and small acts of courage. They walked along a path that led to a high cliff overlooking a vast valley. Below, waterfalls fell into rivers that sparkled like diamonds. Birds with bright feathers flew gracefully above the water. Lysara turned to Alex. This valley is where I often come to think, away from duties and expectations, she said softly. Here, I can be just myself. Alex looked at her, realizing how rare it was for someone so important to share a personal place. I'm honored, Princess. Thank you for letting me see this. Lysara's cheeks colored faintly. You humans, you ask permission. Yet sometimes you are bold enough to act without it. It is different, brave. Alex smiled. I guess I've learned to take chances. Life is too short to wait for perfect permission. They walked together in silence for a moment, enjoying the peace. Then, Lysara laughed softly, pointing to a strange plant, growing near the cliff edge. Captain Kane, see that? It looks dangerous, but it is harmless. Perhaps you would call it tricky. Far, furs, far, far, far. Alex leaned closer, examining it. Looks sharp, but I see what you mean. Tricky, but harmless. He reached out, touched the plant lightly, and it released a small puff of glittering spores. Both laughed as the spores sparkled in the sunlight. This is what I mean, Lysara said, smiling. Life is not only about battles and plans. It is about joy, laughter, surprises. Alex laughed. Then I think humans and princesses have something in common. We both enjoy surprises. As the day continued, Lysara introduced Alex to villagers, artisans, and scholars. He shared simple human jokes, small tricks, and stories of his adventures. Everywhere he went, people smiled at his warmth and courage. Lysara watched him, sometimes blushing, sometimes laughing openly. By evening, they returned to the royal ship. The sky was painted in shades of purple and gold, and the stars began to shine. Alex and Lysara stood together at the observation deck, side by side. Captain Kane, Lysara said, her voice soft. Today I saw not only my world, but I also understood a little more about humans, and perhaps about myself. Your presence, it changes things. You make life lighter, happier. Alex smiled, feeling warmth in his chest. And you, Princess, show that even royalty can laugh, trust, and be brave. You inspire me as much as I hope I inspire you. Her violet blush deepened, and she laughed softly. For a long moment, they stood in silence, watching the stars. Then Alex said, quietly, Princess, may I speak freely? You may, she said, tilting her head. I think you are amazing. Not just because you're a princess, but because you are kind, brave, and fun. You make me laugh, even when things are serious. And I enjoy every moment with you. Lysara's eyes widened slightly, and a warm smile spread across her face. Captain Kane, your words are unexpected. Yet, they make my heart feel lighter. Alex took a small step closer. Princess, may I call you Lysara? She laughed softly, covering her mouth with her hand. Yes, I think I would like that. And, may I call you Alex? He grinned. Yes, please. For the first time, the formal titles, the distance, and the walls of protocol faded. They were simply Alex and Lysara, two beings from different worlds, finding connection, laughter, and understanding in each other's presence. As night fell, Lysara whispered, Alex, stay with me tonight. In the observation deck. The stars are beautiful, and I wish to share them with you. Alex nodded. I would be honored, Lysara. They stood together, side by side, watching the stars shine like scattered jewels across the sky. Alex shared small stories of Earth, tales of bravery and humor, while Lysara listened, laughing and teasing, and sometimes simply smiling in quiet wonder. Hours passed like minutes. For both, this moment was more than peace, it was a promise. A promise that courage, laughter, and connection could bridge worlds. Finally, as they watched the galaxy turn silently above, Lysara leaned slightly closer and whispered, Alex, thank you for being here. For your heart, your laughter, your courage. Alex smiled, feeling a warmth he had never known. And thank you, Lysara, for showing me that even in royalty, there is joy, trust, and friendship waiting to be found. She laughed softly, a blush coloring her cheeks. Yes, and I think I like having you near. Alex's grin widened. Then I'll stay. Near you. Near your world. Wherever you wish. Number 23. Alex's grin. And in that quiet, beautiful moment, far above a sparkling planet, under the endless stars of the galaxy, the human and the alien princess shared a simple truth. Sometimes, connection, laughter, and courage were the greatest gifts of all. She looked at him and laughed softly again. Yes, dear, she said playfully. Alex chuckled, heart full, and whispered, Hey, sweetie. And with that, the galaxy felt a little smaller, a little brighter, and full of endless possibilities.